I have a big crowd today. We will talk about a couple of things. All the listeners know that we are going to talk about playoff matchups and some predictions and some analysis on those games. Even before that, I want to touch on a sensitive topic that happened last week. Um, Somebody imposted our fellow captain, SSK captain. So before I touch the topic, I'll welcome our guests tonight. I have Dinesh here. Welcome to the show, Dinesh.
Thank you, Jagan bro. Hello, listeners. Excited to talk about both the playoffs and the unfortunate situation which Jagan bro mentioned.
Okay, welcome to the show, Vinod.
Thank you, Jagan. Thank you, Dinesh, and thank you, others. Thanks for having me on the show.
Welcome to the show, Pradeep.
Thank you, Jagan. Welcome, Dinesh and Vinod. Excited to be here. This is the final leg of DCLs, and I can't wait to see what's going on.
Welcome to the show, Sravan. Sravan, are you here? I just saw Sravan, but somehow he's on a view only mode, and I hope he'll join. And I see another. So Vikram, is that you? I see 618.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's me.
cool. Vikram is here. So we are full house and waiting for VeeJay to join. Okay, he said he'll be joining soon. So the first topic, the sensitive topic that I want to talk about is impostering somebody as DCL captain. So my question here is, though so within the committee we always talk about DCL, and when we refer DCL, we call DCL as DCL family. Okay, when we call something as family, we are not just family member within the house. Even if we step out of the house, sometimes we have to protect our family, and I think some of these committee members forgot about that one. Okay, one thing, we are making fun of our fellow family member, who is in this case is SSK captain Lingappan. That's one thing. We cannot do that one, even though we say, oh, it's private. We are talking in a private area, or outside the outside the DCL. I have my own life and I can say whatever I want. These are the things you can say to a lot, but that is wrong. The other thing I also wanted to say, even see, after this happened, the world of, DCL has come to know that somebody called in, and they claimed that they are Lingappan, and Lingappan came to know about this one, and he complained that one in our DCL group, and our fellow committee members, they don't have this heart to say that, agree that, they talked with some imposter. And I can assure you guys that, if somebody calls into my show, I can easily identify those guys. Okay? Even if Lingappan calls now, I can easily identify whether it is Lingappan or not, because as committee members, we have talked with Lingappan several times, because what's happening in, there are a lot of things happening in DCL. So 99% of the times, any captain calls me, right away I'll come to know with whom I'm talking to know. So if somebody says, oh, I did not recognize all the stuff, I don't believe it. Personally, I don't believe it. That's one thing. And if you don't have guts to say sorry for such a thing, and what you will see in future is something I don't know, but it's going to be bad. Okay, so especially this year, there are a lot of allegations on DCL committee, corruption, all that stuff. They use a lot of words which pained me personally. But when we do such things outside, and we are giving opportunity to everybody that all these blames are true. Okay, at least that's where I end it, and I'll start. If I'm not forcing any of our panel members here to make a comment. If you are interested, please you can make a comment. Otherwise, you can be silent on this one. Okay, I have no issues on that one. I'll start with Pradeep.
Yeah, Dinesh, you want to go first?
Yeah, I will.
And because the reason is I'm still trying to catch up with exactly what happened. I know some bits and pieces of it, but it would be useful to get the bigger, clarity around what
Sure.
exactly happened.
Yeah.
Now, since you're closer, I would like you to go first, and then I'll put my 2 cents in.
Yeah, no problem. So
Thank
two
you.
fronts, right? There's only one word in all of the cricketing terms for such things, right? They are called streakers. And even if the game is live, there is no attention on streakers. That's the net result, right? If it is a malpractice, nobody is going to put cameras, and it's not going to be relayed. So there's one word. Imposter is streakers in cricket terms, and we know even if you run butt naked, you're not going to be shown on TV. All right. So that's one. The second fold I have, including us, is like including Jagan here, who's been doing this for so many years, and whoever for that matter, right? If you talk in public about a particular team and players with pictures on it, right? So every cricket club's ID is got profile pictures on it. Nobody is giving you the right, and you are in America, and you can get your dashes sued eventually if somebody wants to. So people are kind enough, including all captains, with team logos on it, which every individual might have worked, and there's a bunch of individuals who came up with the team name and all of that. So nobody just wakes up and say, oh, I'm going to be called XYZ team, and all the members of the team. So that's the kind of trust the other people have, and you have to be held accountable. Or when we talk, we need to have some sense of accountability of what we speak and what's going on. And things can go wrong. Shit happens. If you don't apologize, then there's just no, I don't know. I don't want to say anything beyond that. So these are two things I want to say. So, including we say it is an unofficial show and all of that. But again, thanks to each and every one of the names which we used from different teams and team captains and team members. Thanks for letting such shows happen. And these things should not be happening in the future. It's happened. Let's just put a stop to it and make sure nothing like this happens in the future.
True. It's the courtesy. It's courtesy of all captains. They are allowing us to talk about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Pradeep, are you ready?
Yeah. So let me summarize what I know. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So if I understand the situation correctly, it was somebody on another radio show organized by VeeJay, or I think it's VeeJay's radio show. I'm going to call the names out. Who it is what it is, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And somebody called somebody. Did somebody call into the radio show call, or is that a personal call that somebody made?
It's a personal call. It's a personal call.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I can say it is a setup because if somebody calls my phone, okay,
yeah.
and they want to talk about some games or some about DCL thing, anything that is DCL related, I will ask him to join my show, not by calling my phone number. I'll give them link, okay, my bridge link, or I have a phone number to call into the show. I'll give those one. Okay, that itself says, I mean, if committee can't, it's being a part of committee, and 3 members are sitting there, and if they can't understand this simple thing, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
please go ahead.
what I was thank you. Yeah. So first of all, in this day and age, everybody's got a caller ID, right?
Yeah,
And if somebody calls in, whether it's my phone number or a radio show, call-in line, they either have to announce themselves, right? Or you should know who's actually calling you. One of two, right? If you don't know
correct.
who's calling you, you force that person, whoever's calling, to announce themselves. Otherwise, you don't pick up the phone. I don't pick up my phone if the caller ID says some number that I don't recognize, right? At this day and age, because you get a lot of spam calls. Long
Correct.
story short, if somebody announced themselves as Lingapan, and if your caller ID shows up as Lingapan, which I think I read a little bit of that, then if you have talked to Lingapan in the past, you would know if that person is Lingapan or not, right?
Yep.
So anyway, I mean, what I'm trying to get to is, if it was a prank call, I completely agree with you, Jagan. Why don't you just come out and say it? There's no harm, no foul. Somebody had fun, right? End of story. But what happens is when you start lying, that lie, you're lying to cover up another lie that ends up becoming too many lies, and it gets blown out of proportion for something stupid or silly that you thought was funny, right? So,
Yeah.
and the other side of that, if the 3 of the guys were on the DCL committee and if they didn't step in and cut this person off for whatever reason, if somebody's bad mouthing somebody else, it's on them. I'm not going to name names and I'm not going to call anybody out, but all I'm going to tell you is this: you should look at yourselves in the mirror and realize what you did and what you were a party to. And the question is, do you want to be a party to this going forward, right? So I'll leave it at that, and hopefully everybody else can chime in.
Okay. Vinod.
Hey, Jagan. Yep. So we already talked about it. This is a little unfortunate. It hits me personally because even I was super upset after I saw Lingapan's message in the group. I could sympathize his emotions. What he went through, because I'm part of the committee, but I put myself on his shoes and think, one thing what he brought up was 100% true, which is, it may happen to any captain. And I strongly believe in that, whenever whoever runs the show, make sure you give a respect to the individual, any person, as whatever be the person, whatever be the team, make sure you give the respect, and I think we should follow certain ethics, when you conduct the show.
Ethics is
Of
the
course,
right word. Yes. Yeah.
of course, I request them to follow that standards and ethics, and as long as you stay on the limits, which is well and good, and you can comment on the game, you can comment about the performances, and there should be a limit for everything. And I feel sorry for Lingapan, and hopefully such situations and such things will not happen in future, and hope this will be addressed. Uh, that's my take on this. But that is okay. I mean, as Dinesh said, shit happens. Let's take it easy and move on. There's nothing to lose.
True. Sravan. Sravan, are you there? Okay, I'll come back to Sravan. Vikram.
Hey, Jagan, I'm pretty new to this one. I'm learning as you guys speak, but I think you all covered most of the points. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see Alaga Pandian. Hello.
Sravan, I don't know what's the website is not letting me unmute.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's check.
I see another number here. Algo Pondian.
Hey, this is Ram here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Ram.
very new. I just joined here, so I think I have no idea what's going on there. So I think I need to drop off from this call. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Shravan, do you have anything, or can we straight away go into the games? I
Can you hear
think
me,
so.
Jagan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. So I just have one point, maybe a simple point to add. DCL is there for 25 plus years. Now,
Yes.
we all know we had 25 years of experience playing together. The league grew from bits and pieces to the greater extent, competitive league in Detroit, so many teams. But I don't know what example we're setting up with such direct attacks, let's put it this way. So anything that happens on the field should stay on the field. The same way, anything that happens in the committee group should stay in the committee group. Anything
Correct.
that happens in the captain's group should stay in the captain's group. Because that's something it should not cross, right? That's the reason why you have this laws and teams formed, so that you're talking rules in a certain way, you're talking any kind of allegations, like you said, within the committee in a certain way. We're not taking it public. We're taking it to a forum. That forum is defined. And I think I read the long message that was circulated, and I heard from different people. I didn't participate in the show directly. I don't know, but it looks like it was a prank show that was happened, right? At least by based on the messages we're getting. That's the way I see it. But the one word I want to use is, if you want to have respect for each other, and irrespective of how good of a player you are, how good of a batsman you are, a bowler you are, same thing in a committee, how sincere you are, all captains put a lot of work to put a team and make DCL what it is today. Okay, all captains, and they should be proud of it. And if you want to mock somebody who is actually taking that step to bring your team, irrespective of win or lose, fight for it and have fun in the sun, so that they all enjoy what they used to play in the kid as a kid, and to be what they are in here as a working employee, right?
Yeah.
We should all have some respect, and I think that respect is broken here. Simple. I'll leave it at
Very
that.
well said. Very well said. We have to maintain some decorum when we are as a committee, as a captain, as a player. We have to maintain certain decorum where uh, we should not go down to a level where we insult others, okay, in any manner. Okay, and let's end this topic here, and let's quickly get into the games. Okay. So there are 8 games, and first I'll quickly go around and ask for predictions. Okay, right after predictions we'll go into the details, or you predict and why you think so and so team will win, and what is that the opposition team has to do if you think that team is weaker to win the game. You can say that one, that even in that route we can go. Okay. The first game that we are going to talk about is Gladiators versus MCC Miles. MCC Miles has an history against Gladiator long back, and Rahul Chenna, he created, he scored a quick century in a and he won a game which everybody thought impossible, and so he made impossible a possible thing. And I was umpiring a game yesterday that was a game between Ford and GM, and Rahul Chenna was playing for GM, and GM was actually 26 for 6 or 24 for 6 or something like that. Rahul Chenna walked in, and the score ended at 109 or something like that. He was playing so confident, and he's picking his bowlers and he's smashing them out of the park, and he was so calm, and I really like his way of approach there. And I walked up to him and I said, okay, very it's a matured innings. That's what I told him. Okay, and with that I'll go to Dinesh.
For me, Glads, based on current form or the most recent past form, they seem to be, as we discussed last week itself, is like I have a very strong opinion on Glads, especially based on current form.
Okay. Pradeep.
Yeah, I'll go with Glads too. It depends on which if Miles is going to show up. Miles could be the dark horse in this game. But I'm happy to hear that Rahul Channa's game is getting slowly some of the confidence back, because I think him and between Sanjay himself and there was a couple of guys, um, I can't remember the name, Brahma, right?
Brahma. Yeah, Brahma.
So those three guys can change the game, and there's a lot of talent there. So what I am concerned about is the MCC Miles mediocrity this year. But that's not to say they won't be able to pull a surprise here. It depends on which MCC Miles is going to show up. But I'm gonna put my money on Glads on this one.
Yeah. See, yesterday, both Rahul Channa and Satya both were playing for one team. Okay, GM.
Okay.
So it was good to watch them. Okay, even Satya's bowling was awesome. His leg cutters were deadly, very deadly. So okay, I'll go to Vikram.
I'll say Glads this time. Looking at their batting strength, especially the performances they gave. So the batting average of the Glads batsmen. So it's not just a single man show. There are like 7+ batsmen with more than around 15 to 20 batting average. So it really depends on the bowling strength of the Miles. So I know Sunil Somarapu from Miles. He's a game changer. Followed by Praneeth Nelapati and Yashwant. So if these three guys can somehow pick the early wickets, maybe it might be a tight match. Otherwise, going to be a glad show is what I feel.
Glad show. Okay, good. Vinod.
I'll go with Miles, Jagan. So my instinct says, MCC Miles has the strongest batting unit, and if they put up a good show on the game day, if they bat first, if they put up 3-digit score on the board, and eventually they have a very good bowling side too. On a given day, they'll be on upper edge to beat Glads. It's my 2 cents.
Okay. On the lighter note, I was expecting this from Dinesh. Okay. Okay. I'll go to Sravan.
I think I will pick Miles over Glads here.
Miles over Glads? Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I think if they can play to the potential and work a little harder, obviously it's not an easy win with Glads. Either you have to be very smart like strikers, or really work hard, like Rahul Channa did last year. So with that, I think Miles has a good balance. If they can play all of the Rangers players they add in, plus the strength of Miles together, I think they'll beat this team if they clear the potential, and that will be my way.
Okay, after watching Gladiators' recent games against Pokeries, and after that they played against some team where I think Legends or something. I think it's Legends. Legends. They were able to defend their score, and against Pokeries they were able to chase a huge score. So that says that this team is well balanced this year, and they are peaking at the right time. But playoffs is a different animal. Anything can happen. That's a different story.
Right, and then again, nothing to take away from the credit of Glads. They're really proven track record. They're day in day out. They prove everybody right.
Yeah.
Just for the change, I'm just picking other team. That's all.
Yeah, unless they put pressure on themselves. Okay. See, the pressure is on Gladiators, not on MCC Miles. It is. Yeah. So the Gladiators, they have to win. They're supposed to win, and they are top team. So the pressure is on them. MCC Miles has nothing to lose. To go and express yourself, and see if you can win. That's how.
Added pressure on the Glads too, because last year they lost in playoff game, right? So
yeah.
Of course, yeah. As you said, added pressure on them.
So
And so
technically, last 2 years, right? I think
Last 2 years.
last 2 years they've lost playoff games. So yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so if Gladiators versus MCC Miles, if MCC Miles if they have to win, and I know they have to perform, that's a different story. If they win the toss, what do you think? What do you guys think they'll take? Their option will be batting first or bowling first. I'll start with Vikram.
So
Bat first,
Bat
score
first.
100, pick
Bat
early
first.
wicket,
Bat first. Score 100 plus.
and Sunil and I'll wish Sunil and Praneeth to pick early wickets so that way we can have a good show.
Good show. Okay, Dinesh.
Yeah, I am thinking, bat first, no matter what, score on the board and try to defend is what it is. I mean, historically, I think all across all formats, we've seen score on the board to chase is always pressure. And if anything, the chasing teams have not done well throughout this DCL, probably in the past as well. So just for that factor, whoever wins the toss, bat first.
To playoffs. Batting first is always advantageous one. We know your thoughts on that.
is the game scheduled in?
So this game is scheduled in pre-quarterfinals reserve day.
I think
No,
in
what is the question?
DSP.
What is the question?
It's in
Is
WSP.
it, is the game
WSP.
or WSP? Then I would say
WSP.
Yeah, Keith.
Keith.
yeah. Then win the toss, bat first. But the
In the toss, bat first.
yeah,
Okay,
because
cool.
well, I would usually make a call depends on the pitch. When DSP, batting team, whoever bat first will have an edge over the other team. So they can win it.
Okay. Pradeep.
Yeah, I would go the other direction. It's supposed to rain tonight, and with all the rain that we've gotten, the pitch is going to be slow. It's going to be hard to bat first. And Glads, we all know that's their main strength, right? So I would bowl first if I'm MCC Miles. Now the question is, do you feel confident enough to chase maybe 100, right? 100 plus, whatever it ends up being. Are you confident enough to chase with your batting? And I'm not sure about that, but if it was a balanced two teams, I guess I would bowl first in this case.
Okay. Sravan.
I would bat first, put runs on the board, and then defend it. The pitch is going to be tricky, but still, it's a playoff, so.
Okay. So see, I'll give a little analysis here. I'm looking at the ground info here. 33 matches were played as of now. I mean, based on our stats that are available, the average first inning score is 101. Average second inning score is 64. So I'm thinking number of times that first batting teams won is 19. Number of times the second batting team won is 14 times. So, okay. So it looks very close, but if you are chasing, the opposition team should not score more than 64 is what it says. Okay. So with that, let's quickly jump into that next game. Next game is GLCC versus Gujarat Lions. So I know GLCC has the same history as Gladiators. They have been losing in the first round of playoffs. And last year, they were beaten by Hawks, and we have Hawks vice captain here. I'll start with him. Vikram.
Yeah, I think GLCC versus Gujarat Lions. So Gujarat Lions is a new team, but looking at the players over there, they are definitely not new. Ronnie Patel, Ronak Patel, Maulik Patel. So batting strength, I would see. I mean, looking at the batting averages and stuff, the way they performed, maybe the winning percentage is not great as GLCC, but it's just a game day. So I think batting strength-wise, they both have equal strength. They have left-hander Ishan Patel, Ronak Patel can bat, Maulik Patel can bat. So it really depends on these three main players. If they can bat, score 100 plus as again, and It depends on the toss. Maybe I'll go with the Gujarat Lions this time.
Gujarat Lions, okay. Dinesh.
Ooh, there's other playoffs happening as well. F40 playoffs are starting this Saturday, so we'll just hope. You should give inside information about GLCC availability. Then it's easy to predict. Okay. Jokes apart, I feel GLCC has a little bit of edge considering Gujarat Lions batting. I think GLCC bowling versus Gujarat Lions batting is how I'm seeing it. If Gujarat Lions can hold the nerve and tackle better, I feel it's going to be a good encounter. But I have a gut feeling that it might be GLCC for this one.
Vinod.
I'll go with GLCC, Jagan. If GLCC bowls well, of course it's your game. Knowing your experience, the past experiences, and the winning factor, it's gonna be a GLCC game. And it's a very good game as well. Yeah, neck to neck.
Okay. Brady. Do you want me to ask you or not? That is a question.
No, you should ask me because I don't play with GLCC anymore.
Okay.
So it looks like Malik got his wishes granted, right?
Yeah.
Malik wanted to play GLCC, and he gets to play GLCC. I'm going to pick GLCC on this one, and I have a couple of thoughts around why. Yes, GLCC has been struggling on the batting front, but if you look at the depth chart of GLCC, it's pretty deep, right? We played GLCC a couple of weeks ago. We had them where we wanted them, 35 for 5 or 36 for 5. But Ashraf and Prabhu kind of stepped in and stabilized the inning, and then they took the game over from that point on. And I will tell you, Gujarat Lions batting, there are 3 guys, okay? Ronak Yu, Malik, and Ishan. And I have not seen anybody else perform against good teams besides these 3. And they are going to be under tremendous amount of pressure because Ronak Yu hasn't performed as well as he typically does in DCL in the past. So the pressure is going to be on Malik and Malik alone. Because Ishan, a lot of these guys, especially Akash, Samish, and everybody else, they've played with these guys. We've played with these guys in the winter tournament, and we know exactly what they do, what they cannot do, right? And I'm pretty sure GLCC is going to exploit that. Now, the question is, how is GLCC going to perform on the bowling front? But if you look at the roster and the depth of that bowling, it's the same. I mean, you got 6-7 bowlers. You have 6-7 batsmen, 8, almost 9 batsmen, right? I see no way GLCC losing this one. And Malik, that's got to be more motivation for you if you're listening.
Okay, Sravan.
I think I'll give it to GLCC in my opinion because of the depth and the variety they have in the team. Gujarat Lions is a newer team, but the players are seasoned, obviously. But still, I think the depth and variety with GLCC probably get them through.
Okay. So see, I'll just give out these ground stats. The ground stats are 43. See, this is happening in Novi Power Park, and 43 matches. The stats on our cricket clubs, we have 43 matches, and average first inning score is 90. Average second inning score is 74. The interesting part is only 19 times the first batting teams won here, and remaining all the times 24 times chasing team won. That's the interesting fact here. Okay, and with that, let's jump to our next game. Detroit Titans versus Fighters. This is going to be very, very interesting game, at least in my opinion. Okay, I'll start with Vikram. Vikram, your thoughts on this
one? Yeah, this would have been more interesting if Mahesh was here, but he's not available for this game, Mahesh Babu Burulu. So
What
Without
happened to
Mahesh.
him?
I think
Is
he's
he's in town or he's not?
he's out of town. He's
in
out
India.
of town.
Oh, he's in
He's
India. Oh, okay.
getting married, is what I heard.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be a missing link for them for both bowling, fielding, and especially in captaincy, like putting pressure on the batsmen. Mahesh is very good at stopping the game when he wants to, when there are no wickets falling, and even while batting, if quick wickets are falling while he's batting, he'll take time and talk to his non-striker, and he'll control the game. I think. But even apart from Mahesh, they have good batting lineup. Anil, Balreddy, and Sahil Reddy is good one-down batsman. So I think I would go for Detroit Titans. I want Fighters to win, but I would go for Detroit Titans for the way Parag, one of my favorite bowler this year. I play him in DCL Corporate Cup with him. He's bowling tremendously good. So the way he's taking wickets, running, taking a short run-up length, and tricky bowling, taking good wickets. So I'm sure he will continue his bowling strength in this particular game, and will be a Detroit Titans show.
Yeah, Parag is in a peak form. That much I can say.
Right.
Okay. Dinesh.
Yeah, I'm going Titans here. The big reason for me is like how their low order somehow has been pulling them out, right? You can see that as a negative. On the other side, I feel that they've got it covered. So if the top order doesn't perform, as they've not in the recent past or more or less throughout the tournament, their lower order somehow seems to be pulling them out of trouble. Just with that in mind, I'm thinking Titans, even though both the new teams are no Titans played last year, I believe, right? So it's only Fighters. But anyways, I'm giving the edge to Titans here.
Titans. So, but Fighters have a leader in Venkat Vadnala, and Sai is in good form this year, and they have Sidhu also. Okay, it's not easy beating Titans. Okay, with that I'll go to Vinod.
I'll go with Titans, Jagan. They have the strong bowling unit, and even the lower order batting lineup are performing well when needed. And Mahesh is out, and Fighters, it could be a big blow for them. Given this fact, and I'll go with Titans. They have a little edge over Fighters.
Okay, Praddy.
Yeah, I'll go the other way. I'll pick Fighters on this one. I think this is going to be the showcase game of the week. They're both equally balanced. This one's going to be a close game. I think the experience in the end will help Fighters win this game.
Okay, interesting. Sravan.
I think this is it's going to be a cracker of a game in my opinion, because both teams are not so super strong. Both teams are not at all weak. They can come back from the situations, So for me, I think because, just for the sake of picking a team, I'm going to pick Fighters. But Fighters has the experience, like you mentioned. But Detroit Titans have been coming back from weird situations like 30 for 5, 30 for 6 to winning games. So if Titans can take care of that, if Fighters can take care of that and make sure they don't recover, Fighters can have them.
Okay, my friend VeeJay Shan joined. Welcome to the show, VeeJay.
Thanks, Jagan. Sorry, got late.
You should have joined after the next game, man. You want to go take a break, come back?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's your pick? Titans versus Fighters?
I think I'll go with Titans this game, mainly because I'm looking at the history of Fighters, and they have they have the unit, but again, I think handling pressure. Even last game, they could have easily won against Red Devils. I think chasing 60 odd runs, but after a good start of like 2 wickets and 30 runs, and then they lost their way. So I think that's where their mental strength comes into play, because I'm sure Titans are going to be one of the best bowling unit compared to these two teams. But I'm just going to give an edge to Titans, mainly because they have an all-round unit this year compared to last year. So slight edge to Titans, but it's going to be a very good game.
Very good game. Okay. So the next game is Stars. Okay. So before I go there, and I'll give this, it's happening in DSP, and highest batting first team won in most of the cases. I'm looking at 87 matches happening here, and 53 matches team batting first won, and 31 times batting second team. So if you win the toss, bat first. That is the advice. Okay, that we'll get into that next game. Then the next game starts is versus Dynamites. Okay, Imti skipped today's show, and because he is practicing very hard to beat Dynamites. That's what. Okay.
And VeeJay Shan showed up late because he was practicing as well.
He is also practicing very, very hard.
Yeah, very hard.
Very hard. So
quit doing the video analysis on the side. Concentrate on the show, VeeJay Shan.
I'll quickly go to Vikram. Vikram, your thoughts on this game?
For this particular game, Stars versus Dynamites. I mean, Dynamites this year bowling performance outstanding. Looking at the economy numbers for bowlers, they have less than 3 economy, more than 6 or 7 bowlers, I guess. So bowling strength wise, I guess Dynamites have an edge. But batting strength, Stars could have Stars have better performances this year. But I want Dynamites to be winning this, but the Stars have an edge, I guess, considering they're the final. They went to finals last year. They have that extra confidence. So I wish good luck to Dynamites captain here.
Okay, I'll go to Dinesh.
Hello.
Dinesh, I can hear you.
Hello. I don't want to call this game.
You don't want to talk about this game.
Nah, I think key is like what Vikram mentioned, right? Excuse me, great analysis, right? Vikram is giving a wonderful analysis. Good. So bowling wise, I think it's negated here. Who's going to bat better is the key here. Somehow, with how Dynamites have been batting, I have to, purely based on Stars batting, I'm going to give it to Stars.
Okay, before I go to Sravan, did I miss you last game?
You did not.
Okay, somehow I felt like I did not ask you in last game. Okay, I'll go to Vinod.
Do you have an option to skip this game, Jagan?
Yeah, you have. Why not? Why not? See, I love you both fighting off the show.
No option. You showed up.
I'm praying for Dynamites.
You're playing for Dynamites. Okay.
No. So meaning, it's a good point that, because everybody knows the strength of Stars bowling, right? Even Dynamites, they can surprise any team. That's a good thing about Dynamites, to be honest. This game, whoever is going to bat first will have a little edge or the other. The only thing is, if Dynamites bat first, I would say, play full. They make sure you play all 25 overs and put the decent target on the board. And Murugan, he has to give a good show again, and other batters, can play long. They should stay longer on the crease and make sure you do your best. So you're gonna play against the best bowling team. I would say best bowling team in the DCL league. Give your best, of course. You'll definitely make it. But to answer your question, considering all the facts, I'll go with Stars then. But my heart goes to Dynamites, though.
Okay, அவ்வளவுதான். என்ன நினைச்சுவாங்க? Don't ask me what is going to
He can be.
I thought you started off all out. He's going dynamite, and right at the end,
ஜெயிலர் சினிமா கிளைமேக்ஸ் மாதிரி. Okay, Pradeep.
Yeah, I was going to say, VeeJay will probably tell you that Dynamites surprise themselves a lot sometimes. So, VeeJay, you got your hands full tomorrow. I'm just going to lay it out, right?
Yeah.
You guys have your hands full. Here's my thought. Stars have the edge, and I was just looking at the ground stats. It looks like it's 50-50 almost, whether you bat first or bowl first.
It doesn't matter.
If it rains tonight, as expected or predicted, bat first. And here, my thought is usually when it rains, it's better to bowl because the pitch is slow. In this case, Stars have some pretty darn good bowlers. And when you bat first, the pitch is going to be slower. So you can have a little bit of extra time to play Deepak and the other fast bowlers. Okay. That's my thought. Stars have the edge, but you can pull this thing off. You really can, because you guys have been doing a great job this year, especially with bowling. So that's another advantage you have to bat first is put some runs on the board, and you can put these guys under pressure. But Stars have the experience, right? So you guys have to adapt to the game as it goes. But you guys have been around playing DCL for as long as Stars have. So good luck to you guys tomorrow.
Ready. So what you see, this is what I understood out of your analysis. You're putting pressure on VeeJay's captaincy capabilities.
Yes.
Well, I'm just giving him some additional thoughts. I don't know. He probably has thought about this already, but if he hasn't, there's an additional tidbit in there. But Stars are really good. Their bowling is their strength, right? So how do you mitigate that?
Let me quickly go to Sravan.
So for me, I think, I'm here. So for me, I mean, without any delay, I'll pick Stars over Dynamics. Dynamics is really good, and they've proven it last year. They've proven it this year to go to playoffs and perform better, play better cricket. Especially their bowling is outstanding. That has got them to semis last year and also to playoffs this year. So the only disadvantage they have is the consistency in their batting, whereas Stars have players who come up to perform. So hopefully it's going to be a batsman who's going to win the game for either of the teams. Because bowling, I think Stars will have little edge than Dynamics, but Dynamics bowling is no less than top class team right now. So.
Okay. So let me ask you this question, Sravan. Who has pressure in this game? Stars
pressure?
Or Dynamites? Yeah. Who will be under pressure?
I think Dynamites, because of the one bowler they have.
Okay. I thought, in my opinion, I thought Stars, they are walking into this game as, one of the finalists last year. And, the pressure is on them more than on Dynamites is what I thought. Okay. Dynamites can walk in and play freely, express themselves, See, all the pundits are going to say that, Stars are going to win this one. So obviously, they have to prove to all the pundits as well as to themselves that they can beat Dynamites. Okay. And
correct. But at the same time, even Dynamites was in playoffs last year. So I don't really believe in pressure, because they're both playoff teams, and anybody who plays better cricket will win. So just on paper, Dynamite looks a little stronger. That's all.
Let me rephrase that. It's not the pressure; it's the expectation.
Expectations. Sorry, you're right. Expectations.
The expectations is Stars is definitely have the pressure, because they have the ability to get to the finals this year if they want to. So that expectation is on them, right? Dynamites, all they have to do is go play freely and win the game. That's it. That's all their goal is. So that's
So this
my thought.
this expectation will be there on Gladiators GLCC as well. So the pressure is on. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, one thing DCL has proven over time, at least I've been playing for 8 years to say this. I don't know before that. Or 27 years DCL is there. There's always a team that is underdog that will be a big dog, that will beat a big dog. Okay.
you're
So
right.
that's the statement. I'll give it to VeeJay. So VeeJay, believe in your team, believe in yourself, go play freebie. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But in DCL, this is always proven time and time, an underdog beating a big dog, right in pre-quarters.
Yeah, I think for me it was like just play freely. That's all I told my team. Just don't worry about things. Just this is yet another game that we are facing. So don't take that playoff thing. Yeah, you have to play. I mean, don't take that pressure, right? Don't build it inside your head even before you go to the game. Come to the game, support each other.
Basically, you should not walk into the game with the mindset of, oh, we are going to lose this game because we are playing with better team. So that is something every team has to quit and walk in. Okay, believe in yourself, just walk in. And our next, Vijay, unless you want to add something, I'll go to next game.
I'm good. Yeah, we can go to the next game.
Yeah, I don't want to put any extra pressure on you.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Quick question. English question. What is the opposite of underdog?
Upper dog.
Upper dog. Okay.
I use a big dog for you.
No, it's Dinesh, it's big dog.
Big dog only. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, underdogs should not be talking. No problem.
It's called a hot dog.
Should not be talking is correct. They should just prove.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Okay, good stuff. Whichever dog wins, it is a dog fight. That's what it is.
It's going to be a hot dog that's winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Let's quickly jump into our next game. Indus Thunders versus Canton Hurricanes. Vikram.
Hey, Jagan. This is a same pool game. Both the teams belong to Pool A. Even this year and even last year. Last year also Indus and Canton Hurricanes were in the same pool. Even this year.
Wow.
I think this year the Canton performances is much better. I think this is the game. This is like an underdog or whatever the dog style games that you're talking about. I think this particular game is what I see. I think last year Hawks did it. I think this year maybe Canton Hurricanes will repeat it for the way they are performing. The leadership quality from Adarsh Nair. We played a game against both the teams, but both the teams we lost as a Hawks team. But Canton Hurricanes, I think their batting strength is looking much better compared to Indus Thunders. I didn't see extra like wonderful performances from Indus Thunders that I saw last year in terms of batting. Maybe the availability from players, I don't know, but I didn't see any extra wonderful performances from Indus. But whereas Canton, I saw deep batting lineup, including others. She comes at 6th down, 7th down, and he picks runs there. So I think I'm voting for Canton Hurricanes, but it will be a underdog, top dog game.
Oh, okay, interesting pick. Okay, Dinesh.
Yeah, I'm going with Canton Hurricanes. The pure reason I'm looking at the player rankings and
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, yes. So I'm looking at the player rankings for both teams side by side, and in the Thunders, nobody has played all 12 games. So I feel even though their star power there, they might be slightly undercooked, whereas Canton Hurricanes, their top 4 have played 12 and the other 3 below that have played 11. So I think top 6 of them have played most of the games. So there's that good understanding and game experience this year. So giving it to Canton Hurricanes and all the theories the dogfight theories we've been discussing so far, Canton Hurricanes, Adarsh Nair, and pretty much Vikram stole all my points, but still purely based on captaincy and consistency this year, Canton Hurricanes might pull out the upset.
Wow, Canton Hurricanes leading 2-0 here. Vinod. Vinod, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can.
Cool. I'll go with Canton Hurricanes, Jagan. The way they have been performing this season, it's awesome and incredible. They have a very well balanced unit in terms of batting and bowling. But the batting form of uh, Team Indus Thunders is concerning me. They flunked in few league games this season. Though they have a strong bowling unit, if they don't bat well, then it's not gonna be their game. So knowing all these, I would go with Canton Hurricanes. They should fix their batting gap. The Indus Thunder team.
Wow,
Otherwise, it's not
3-0.
gonna.
3-0 Canton Hurricanes now. Okay. Brady.
Well, I'll be the one.
Come
Yeah. So Indus Thunders is going to win this one. Let me ask you guys this: do we know how the F40 or T20 playoffs can affect Thunders this year? Do you guys know?
I don't know if they're playing. Yeah, you guys keep talking. I can look that
Yeah.
up and see if Indus
So
Thunders are playing this. It's
yeah,
quarterfinals. It's quarterfinals,
okay.
which means they're only 4 games, right? Quarterfinals. So if it's 4 games, definitely a few of them might have to play the Michigan quarterfinals. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that will, I don't know, it looks like most of the players are committed to DCL with the exception of Bangira. But I'm going to give Indus Thunders the edge. Canton Hurricanes, so let me put it this way. These guys have faced each other already. Okay, they were in the same pool. And I was looking at the scorecard just with the prior game that they played against each other. Hurricanes lost by 20 runs. And if you look at the batting scorecard for Thunders, it was horrible, right? Every top batsman failed, with the exception of Sunkari. Sunkari carried that game really single-handedly. And Thunders bowling, I don't think anybody can match up, right? So I'm going to give the edge to Thunder simply because their bowling attack is so good. Regardless of how deep the Hurricanes batting is, these guys can bring 5-6 good bowlers. So who are you going to score against? That's going to be the big question. So I'm going to pick Indus Thunders on this one.
Okay. Sravan.
I think I'm very happy that they all, unless here, are picking up based on the current form, Canton Hurricanes. But even though Indus is doing so well over the years, right? They won so many times, highest number of times than any other team member, any other teams.
Highest
Based
number
on
of times of
experience,
what? Highest
winning the
number of
DCL.
no. The highest
No?
number of GLCC megabytes are tied with 4 cups.
Oh, I thought even 3 was highest. Sorry. Thank
No.
you for correcting me, Jagan.
Yeah.
So that's exactly why I said I only played 8 years. So
yeah.
So covering it. Thank you. The point is, Indus is the most balanced team for me, and Indus have players who can bat from 1 to 11, and most of them, like 8 bowlers who can bowl, come in and do it. So whereas Canton Hurricanes, they try to go hard at you, they try to attack, but if you take 3-4 wickets, they're in the shell. But Indus can come out of the shell. So for me, Indus.
Indus. Okay. 3-2 Indus. Okay. With that, we'll go to our next game. Detroit Bulls versus KRCC. I was told Detroit Bulls is in terms of bowling, they have the best economy out of all 39 teams. That's what I was told, and I didn't check that one. I thought of checking that, but somehow I did not check that one. And they are playing against KRCC. It's going to be a very good game, but in regular season, I think Bulls lost to KRCC, if my guess is right. Vikram, I'll start with you.
I'm not sure if these teams are in the same pool. I thought they are from different pools. I might be wrong, but they didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't
Bulls
fit.
were in our pool C. That KRCC is a different pool. You're right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe I'm talking about T90 then. KRCC versus not KRCC, Punjab Knight Riders versus Kerala Blasters. So I'm
Got
sorry
it.
about that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll pick KRCC for this game. I mean, I don't have any reasons, but it's pretty obvious looking at player-to-player strength, comparing their win percentage and confidence level in the final last year. So I'll pick KRCC, but if the bowling unit can somehow collapse the entire batting unit, like bowlers like Murli Rathod, I know he's a very good bowler in the Detroit Bulls. Gino James, somehow this can collapse the whole batting unit. That's going to be a miracle. But I'll pick KRCC for this game.
KRCC. Good. Dinesh.
I am going with, I don't know, honestly. Heart out of heart, I want Detroit Bulls to win.
Okay, underdog. Okay, VeeJay.
I want Detroit Bulls to win, but I think KRCC, if they bring their squad, I think they are up and down this year. They I think they are trying to add new players. They added a lot of new players this year. So for Bulls, the only disadvantage I see is, again, their batting. I think even in the last game against Raptors, they were all out for 48. So I think that batting is the key. I think it depends on Nickel and Gino and all the rest of the crew to bat deep if they have a chance, because even KRCC, I did watch a game they played against, I think, Phantoms, I guess. So even they lost quick wickets for slow bowling. So I think the Bulls have to adjust their lineup. So they cannot go with the same set of bowling lineup against KRCC. You need to be a little bit smarter to understand what bowlers to use against which batsmen, because everybody are going to go and play their shots. They are not going to stay at the crease and rotate the strike. I don't think that's in their genes. So they're going to go after you, and they're going to go fast. So slow the game and get early wickets and put them on the back seat, and this game will be wide open. So I'll give KRCC an edge mainly because they won last year.
Okay, Vinod.
My hunch says Detroit Bulls will win this game. Miracle to happen.
Okay, too many miracles. Fantastic. Okay.
There can be only one underdog, though.
Pradeep. Pradeep, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? KRCC, but I was just checking the roster. Only 14 guys have qualified. Can you believe that?
Oh,
For
wow.
KRCC?
Wow.
Yeah. So the question now that I come up with is, how many of these guys are going to be playing hardball playoffs? Right? So out of the 14, two or three guys are gone, which is most likely going to be Tamim, Mufassir, and Rayan, who do they have to bowl, right? So the question, I guess, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm going to lean on KRCC, assuming Mr. Yogesh Mittal is going to do whatever it takes to bring these guys to the ground, right? You know what I mean by that.
I don't know, where are you looking this number of games? I see they have 17 qualified players.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, I'm looking at the bowling side.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
maybe that's the problem. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
they
I
have
think
17.
No, even from the bowling front, is like at some point probably okay, number of matches they bowled they might not have bowled all games.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Okay,
that
right.
makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I mean, regardless, if Mufassir, Tamim, and who was the other guy? Munid, right? Munid is not playing. Rayan. Who do they have to bowl? So is the hardball playoff going to be a factor this year? I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that. but something to keep in mind. I'm going to give KRCC the edge here. I mean, I love Bulls are good, and Jagan, you're right. They've given the least amount of runs, but this is all you throw the pool numbers out the door right now, right? And of course, Pool C is a weaker pool, and I can guarantee you can debate me all day long. Pool C was a weaker pool out of the three. So that stat means nothing. I'm not going to take anything away from the Bulls. I mean, we played against them. They have 6 bowlers who bowled a really good tight line and length. I'm not going to take anything away, but I have a big question mark on their batting. So I'm going to go with KRCC on this one.
Okay, Sravan.
For me, I'll pick KRCC. They're a former champion, but apart from that, they also have the same players even today. So they are going to win this, I think, without any fight because Gino is not here today for this week.
Oh, okay.
Gino is the trump card.
Interesting. That's a nice give out for KRCC. Okay, so let's quickly jump to the next game. SLCC Legends versus Pokeries. This is going to be a very interesting game. Okay, batting versus bowling is what I can call this game. Okay, Vikram.
Jagan, for me, this game is the showcase game of the week. Both the teams have same pool, and you look at the winning percentage. Both have the same winning percentage, and also the net run rate is also exactly same. I mean, just minor difference in the net run rate made Pokeries stand out over Legends, but this will be the showcase game. In terms of batting, both teams have equal strength, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, this will be a tough pick for me. I don't want to pick any teams. I like both the teams, but it really depends on the toss. The toss is the key for this game. I think
Vikram, we don't have pass option, okay?
Yeah. Right. They played a game against each other, so it was a very, very tight game. I think it went to the 24th or 25th over. Pokeries had to chase, and they chased it in the 25th over or 24th over, if I recall correctly. But so it will be a repeat. So, but coming to the playoff, chasing is not easy as the league game. So whoever win the toss, bat first will gonna. If Legends bat first, for the bowling strength they have a slight edge of winning. But Pokeries, this time they're also playing Friends Cup during the weekdays. So they are practicing a lot as a group. So they have that extra chemistry compared to Legends. So they are playing Friends Cup, they are playing DCL, and they're playing other leagues as a team. So might help.
I think even Legends are playing every possible tournament.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they are playing too.
Yeah.
They are playing too. But I think what Vikram says is like I am not too sure of the Legends composition for other tournaments versus DCL.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, as individually as players, yes, they are playing all the leagues, but Pokeries as a team, they are playing as a unit.
Yeah.
For weekday Friends Cup, 20 over tournament. So I don't know. Considering that, I'll pick Pokeries.
Pokeries. Vikram, don't you think that's overkill on cricket front? Your brain is drained.
No. I'm fine.
Okay. I mean, I'm thinking that you play too much of cricket is always dangerous is what, and I think that's what is happening to Pokeries right now. Especially the way they lost to Gladiators after scoring a huge runs, and that's what I felt a little bit.
Sometimes too much cricket might help. Like if you're playing 3 to 4 leagues as the same unit, as the same team. So if you lose one league, if you lose one tournament, you have a chance for ongoing other tournament, and you have choose a chance for another tournament too. Like they play 3 tournaments at the same time. That relieves some pressure. So some positive side over there.
Okay, guys, my lights are flickering here just in case if I lose power. I want you guys to continue. I'll join by calling into the show. Okay. Anyways, we are into the last game, but let's continue. Dinesh, your thoughts?
Tough one. I am backing Pokeries on this one.
I expected that
Yeah,
somehow.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no rhyme or reason, and obviously for certain literally obvious reasons, I don't know what else to do. Equally balanced, as Vikram pointed out, various different factors there, and the only other thing I can think about is the leatherball, hardball playoffs. Maybe if anything, the legends looking at the roster, legends, if anything, might be affected slightly more than Pokeries, but honestly, the key
That's a
is,
good point.
I mean, for any other game, but with how Pokeries were catching in that game against, who did they lose to? Glads, right? Their catching against Glads was a big letdown. If they've practiced their catching amongst all the different things, Pokeries might be able to pull this off. I'm just hoping the better catching unit will win. Not that it's different for other games, but for this particular game, that's what applies.
Okay, VeeJay.
I think the only difference I see here, when they played last game against each other, they didn't have Harish and Srikanth Narne in the Legends lineup. So if both are there, I think it's going to be 4 best bowlers against Pokeries batting. So I think the only downfall I see with Pokeries is their batting. I mean, they can click any given day. I mean, their bowling, sorry. So their bowling is their kind of weakness, and Legends is their bowling is their strength. So it's an equal and opposite forces are, going against each other. So I would give slight edge to Legends here, mainly because if they have all their key bowlers into this game, even if they put 65, 70 runs, it's going to be hard to defend against that lineup. That's all I'm thinking. So both will be, coming up with different plans. And the key thing is, don't overthink here. I mean, I know it's playoffs, but play to your strength. Don't try to be smart and overthink and do things that you don't do normal in the league games and try to implement it here, because a lot of times it's not working. So try to go with your, best bowlers and let them do the work, and let your best batsmen, be competitive enough to play against the best bowling team. So I think I'm going to give slight edge to Legends here.
Generally in playoffs, whichever team has a good bowling unit, they are going to win. Okay, so at least historically. Vinod, your thoughts?
It's a tough guess for me, Jagan. It's going to be a showcase game of the week, in my opinion.
Okay. So who's going to win?
Pass.
Vinod, are you there?
Did he lose power?
Something happened to Vinod. We can't hear you, Vinod. Okay, let's quickly go to Pradeep.
Yeah, there's a tornado warning, guys. Novi, if you're in the Novi Northville area, be careful. I'm going to go with Legends. VeeJay is spot on in his assessment. Legends definitely has a better bowling side. The other reason why I think Legends is going to win is Pokeries by default has a tendency to overthink, right? And sometimes just go and play the game the way you know how to do it. And I've seen it time and time again. Pokeries have struggled in the playoffs, and it's not because of the lack of talent. I think it's because of the additional pressure and over-analysis of everything that's going on the ground. So if you really want to win a playoff game against a good team, you need to let that one go, put it outside the dugout. When you're on the field, just play your game without thinking. Just play smart cricket, but don't analyze it, overanalyze it, I should say.
Yeah, you touched on a good point. See, the biggest issue with Pokeries is, they overanalyze. So that's a very good, interesting point. Sravan, your thoughts on this game?
I think the same comment holds true for Legends too. So,
Sravan, can you repeat?
the same thought or the same point holds true for them. So they also tend to overthink in playoffs. So they are actually a stronger team. They have good balance between bat and ball. Stronger bowling, obviously.
Guys, are you guys there?
Yeah,
we're here.
I got a tornado warning asking me to go to the basement, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, take a leave. Take a leave, no problem.
Yeah.
Same here. We had this alarm in Canton, sound pretty loud, Canton, Westland, I think.
Yeah, we are hearing too, so I don't know what to do. Is it basement or?
Basement, yeah.
Basement.
Yeah, go to the basement, VeeJay. Go to the basement.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. The remaining guys, can you guys stay here, or we can take a break and we can conclude the show. The only we have what United Raptors versus Red Devils. Okay, that's the only game. Let me quickly take a quick call and we'll conclude the show. Just say who's going to win. Dinesh.
Red Devils.
Pradeep.
The Raptors.
Vikram. Vikram, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. The Raptors for me.
Raptors. Sravan.
Red Devils.
Red Devils. Okay, 2-2 Red Devils. Let's hope for best the best team on the field going to win tomorrow. And with that, we will conclude tonight's show here. Good night to all listeners, and thank you, Vikram. Thank you, Sravan. Thank you, VeeJay. Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you, Dinesh, and thanks to Vinod. Good night,
Thanks,
all.
guys. Stay safe.
Thank you, everybody,
Yeah.
and thank you.
Stay safe, everyone.
Good night
Yeah.
and good luck. Yep. Stay safe.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.